Hiya, I'm Simon Mole and I am a poet. By the end of this video, you will have written a poem. But before we do any writing, we're going to do some listening. So, in a moment, you're going to pause the video and note down at least 5 sounds that you can hear. You might find it helps to start off listening to sounds that are close by, even really close by, like your breathing or a squeaky chair. And then start trying to listen further and further away until you get to quiet sounds that maybe you weren't even aware of before you started listening this carefully. The birds, or traffic far off, or the fridge humming in the kitchen. So, pause the video to give it a go and then hit play when you're ready to turn those sounds into your poem. Great stuff. About 200 years ago, a poet called John Keats was doing some listening of his own. He was so inspired by the sound of a nightingale that he wrote a poem all about it. In that poem, he's a bit sad and grumpy, but hearing the bird song cheers him up for a bit. It gives him lots of different thoughts and ideas. And we're going to be using some of the same approaches when we do our writing today. First, we're going to get down a title. And you can change this later if you want to, but for now let's go with I cannot hear a nightingale but. So, pause the video to get that down and then hit play when you're ready to move on. Nice one. Now you're going to pick one of your sounds and you're going to try and describe it in a way that makes it sound musical. So I might say, I can hear an orchestra of tapping at my laptop keyboard. I can hear the raucous chorus of next door's lawnmower, and maybe that fridge in the kitchen is humming a grumpy tune. So, pause the video to have a go at that, then hit play when you're ready for our next prompt. Nice one. In his poem, Keats said that the nightingale singest of summer in full-throated ease. Maybe a bird can't really sing about summer, but I feel like I know what he means. So for this one, you're going to pick one of your sounds and you're going to tell us what you imagine it might be singing about. So that fridge's grumpy tune, I think, might be about the leftovers, like the Tupperware of mouldy rice or the hardened half a lime on the top shelf of the fridge door. Or I might say that my breathing is a slow, solid song about how lucky I am to be alive. So, pause the video to tell us what one of your sounds is singing about, and then hit play when you're done. Nice one. This time around, you are going to describe how one of your sounds actually sounds. So rather than just saying, I can hear the sound of typing at the keyboard, I might say, I can hear the click, click, clacking of my fingers on the keyboard. Instead of saying a car engine, I might say the growl of a car engine grunting grumpily to life. Could be a good place to use some onomatopoeia when a word sounds like the sound that it is, bang, hiss or splash, for example. Pause the video to give it a go and then hit play when you're ready to move on. Great stuff. Keats said that the nightingale that he heard was heard in ancient days by emperor and clown. And I think his point is that it was heard by lots of different types of people. So for this one, with one of your sounds, can you tell us who or what hears it? What other people, animals, even objects can hear this sound or have heard it in the past? I mean, if a fridge can hum a tune, then surely the milk can slosh around happily as it listens. Or maybe this song is just for you. But whoever hears it, maybe tell us what they think of the sound. How does it make them feel? Pause the video to get your notes down on the page and then hit play when you're ready to move on. Great stuff. This is our last one now. In his poem, Keats imagines that the nightingale song can magically open windows. So I want to know for one of your sounds what far-fetched, fantastical thing do you imagine it could do? So maybe my fridge's hum could call on all other fridges to unite and rise up and fling any mouldy food out onto the floor. Or perhaps the sofa sighs as I sit on it, and that soothes all the stress out of my day. Pause the video to have a go at that with one of your sounds, and then hit play when you're done. Great stuff. You have done the hard work. And now it's time to have a little bit of fun with your answers. So one way you could turn this into a poem would be to keep our working title. I cannot hear a nightingale but, and then just arrange your answers underneath. I can hear the click click clacking of my fingers at the keyboard. I can hear the raucous chorus of next door's lawnmower. The fridge humming grumpily about leftover, and then just carry on from there. You could even use the title a couple of times throughout if you wanted to. You may find you've written only about one sound. That's great too. And if any of your answers have taken you off in a totally different direction to what I was suggesting, then definitely follow your ideas and see what happens there. Sometimes a poem can surprise you when you're writing it, and that's a really, really exciting experience. However it turns out, I'd love to read your poem, so please do whack it up in the comments under the video. I'll put a link in the description for the Keats poem if you want to read Ode to a Nightingale. And finally, but very importantly, there's actually less nightingales around than ever now. One of a really high number of animals which are at threat because of human activity or because of climate change caused by human activity. And if you want to find out more about endangered species and how you can help them, then the World Wildlife Fund website is a really, really great place to start. If you want to do a bit more writing right now, then you can try a video of mine here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that on this side. Thanks for watching.